ordinary people who have concerns about trade have a legitimate gripe about globalization. Because the fact is that as the global economy is integrated, what we've seen are trend lines across the advanced economies of growing inequality and stagnant wages, and a smaller and smaller share of overall productivity and growth going to workers and a larger portion going to the top 1%. And that's a real problem, because if that continues, the social cohesion and political consensus needed for liberal market economies starts breaking down. So they're right to be concerned about that. I'm concerned about it, Justin's concerned about it, and Enrique is concerned about it. The question is, what do you do about it? And the prescription of withdrawing from trade deals and focusing solely on your local market, that's the wrong medicine. First of all, because it's not feasible, because our auto plants, for example, would shut down if we didn't have access to some parts in other parts of the world. So we'd lose jobs, and the amount of disruption that would be involved would be enormous. Secondly, we'd become less efficient. Costs of our goods in our own countries would become much more expensive. And this nostalgia about an era when everybody was working in manufacturing jobs and you didn't need a college degree and you could go in, and as long as you worked hard, you could support a family and live a middle-class life. That has been undermined far more by automation than it has been by outsourcing or the shift of jobs to low-income or low-wage countries. I mean, the steel industry is producing as much steel in the United States as it ever was. It's just it needs 1/10 of the workers that it used to. And this is why, my pushback on both the left and the right when it comes to protectionism or anti-trade arguments is, you are right to be concerned about the trends, but what you're prescribing will not work. And there's a better way of doing this. And the better way of doing it is countries like ours that have high labor standards and high environmental standards and strong protection of intellectual property and rule of law, we've got to get out there and help to shape those rules so that they work for our workers and our businesses. Because if we don't, China will write the rules, and they may not have the same regard for the values that we care about. Other countries will write the rules in ways that disadvantage our workers and our businesses. In Asia right now, there are a whole lot of tariffs that keep our products out, but because we happen to be some of the most open nations in the world, they're selling our stuff in. So we can't disengage, we got to engage more.